Welcome to Homeschool for American Adults. Hi, I'm Donna Marie. Here on the screen are all the vocabulary words from Phonics Series Level 1, Books 1 through 5. All of these words can be used to form many sentences. However, before we can form sentences with any of these words, we need to know how to use them correctly to form sentences. When we express ourselves in written form, we must follow a particular word order to write with understanding and clarity. Understanding parts of speech can help us to understand English sentence structure and how English grammar works. To know the parts of speech and how to use them is the basics to writing structured sentences that makes sense. Therefore, in today's lesson, we will cover part 2 of Basic English Grammar, where we will learn some special things about verbs. In addition to learning amazing things about verbs, we will get to have an interactive lesson that gives you the opportunity to combine your skills of reading and writing. On top of that, this lesson is geared to help you to practice your penmanship skills. Therefore, make sure as you write words to leave a space between each group of letters within each word so that your handwriting is easy to understand. Now, to do this lesson, you will need writing paper and a writing tool to write the answers. Ready? Let us begin. There are many things to learn about verbs, but for this lesson, we will cover basic information about verbs. We will learn what a verb is, and we will learn the jobs of the verb. Finally, we will do exercise 1 through 5 to test our understanding of verbs. Now, let us learn some special things about verbs. What is a verb? A verb is an action word or a state of being. An action verb shows what a person, place, or thing can actively do. Examples of action verbs include kiss, run, smell, think. Action verbs express physical actions that we do through moving our bodies, such as when we run or kiss. Let's look at a sentence that uses a physical action verb. Jill ran up the hill. In the sentence, the verb ran expresses an action that Jill did. Jill physically ran up the hill. That is why ran is an action verb. Action verbs can also express mental actions, which our brains can do. Examples of mental actions include verb words as think and love. Let's look at a sentence that uses a mental action verb. In the sentence, Bess is thinking. The verb thinking is an action verb. The verb word thinking is expressing a mental action that she is doing. Unlike action verbs, verbs that express a state of being gives more information about the person, place, or thing. Words that express one's opinion and beliefs, emotions, the senses, possession, condition, or physical states or qualities are state of being verbs. This type of verb does not describe the actions of what the person, place, or thing does, did, or will do. Examples of state of being verbs are thinks, love, smells, have, lack, consist. For example, In the sentence, Jan thinks that Wes is a fast runner, the verb thinks expresses an opinion that Jan has instead of expressing an action that she did. In the sentence, the pet smells bad, uses the verb smells to show that the pet has an odor. These sentences both use verbs as a state of being to provide more information about Jan and the pet instead of expressing an action that they both did. Now, some verbs can be used both as an action verb and a state of being verb depending on the meaning or the situation. For example, in the following sentences, we use the word think as an action verb and as a state of being. In the sentence, Pam thinks that Tom is sick. The verb thinks is a state of being verb. It expresses Pam's opinion. In the sentence, Tom is thinking. The verb thinking is an action verb. The verb thinking is expressing a mental action that Tom is doing. Since some verbs can be used both as an action verb and as a state of being verb, it is important to decide the meaning or situation in which the verb is being used before using the verb. The best way to know if you are using a verb word correctly is to look up the word in the dictionary. Now, what are the jobs of the verbs? A verb has two jobs. First, it gives more information about the person, place, or thing. Secondly, it tells you the time of happening by expressing the tense. That is, if something is happening now in the present, before now in the past, or after now in the future. The tense is the way in which a verb must be written to show the past, present, or future tense. For example, in the sentence, it is dinner time, the verb is a state of being verb. The verb is expresses that the time of happening is noun in the present. In the sentence, Bob prepared dinner, the verb prepared is an action verb that expresses that the time of preparation happened in a time before now. In the sentence, the dishes will be washed after dinner, the verb words will be expresses that the time of happening will be in a time after now, in the future. Now, let us do exercise 1 through 5 to test our understanding about verbs. Exercise 1. Find all the verbs within the group of words that are either action verbs or state of being verbs. All the verbs are printed in the color red. When you find either type of verbs, write them on your writing paper. Please complete the assignment and pause the video as needed to work at your own pace. Now, in doing exercise 1, you will notice that many of the words within the group of words were classified as nouns in lesson 2 of the writing series. I like to take this moment to inform you that many nouns can be used as verbs in other parts of speech depending on the meaning or situation in which the noun word is being used. This is why most of the verb words that are in exercise 1 are identical to the noun words within lesson 2 of the writing series. The best way to know the meaning of words and the ways in which a word is classified is to look the word up in the dictionary. Exercise 2. Carefully read the following sentences. Find the action verbs within the sentences that refer to physical actions. When you find the action verbs that refer to physical actions, write the words on your writing paper. The answer key to exercise 2 is at the end of exercise 5. Please complete the assignment and pause the video as needed to work at your own pace. Exercise 3. Carefully read the sentences and find the action verbs that refer to mental actions. When you find the action verbs that refer to mental actions, write the words on your writing paper. The answer key to exercise 3 is at the end of exercise 5. Please complete the assignment and pause the video as needed to work at your own pace. Exercise 4. Carefully read the following sentences. Find the state of being verbs. When you find the state of being verbs, write the words on your writing paper. The answer key to exercise 4 is at the end of exercise 5. Please complete the assignment and pause the video as needed to work at your own pace. Exercise 5. Carefully read the following sentences. Find the common nouns, proper nouns, and the verbs within each sentence. When you find the common nouns, proper nouns, and the verbs within the sentences, write them on your writing paper in the word order that they appear within each sentence. The answers to exercise 5 is at the end of exercise 5. Please complete the assignment and pause the video as needed to work at your own pace. The answer keys to exercises 2 through 5 are on the screen. Great job. Congratulations! You made it to the end of the writing session, lesson 3. Now, I have an assignment for you to do. Your assignment is to take a few minutes every day to review what a verb is and review the 2 jobs of a verb. If you find it difficult to tell the difference between action verbs and the state of being verbs, remember, you can always rewind this video and practice again. Never move on to the next lesson until you know what a verb is, until you know the jobs of the verb, and until you know the difference between action verbs and state of being verbs. When you understand what a verb is, know the jobs of the verb, and can tell the difference between an action verb and a state of being verb, you are ready to move on to the next lesson. See you there. Now, we have reached the end of this session, but before you go, please, if you've experienced the joy of learning this interactive lesson, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click the notification bell so that you will know when a new lesson is uploaded. Thank you for joining me today. It was a pleasure teaching you. Bye-bye.